Jimmy Carter, dead at the age of 100. Jimmy Carter goes down in history for perhaps the worst presidency before Biden came along. And I always said Biden was going to be Jimmy Carter 2.0, meaning Jimmy, but worse, when it came to things like inflation, because he just had all the wrong policies, much like, unfortunately, one Jimmy Carter did. And Jimmy Carter, actually, they did primary him, if you think about it. That was Ted Kennedy. And Jimmy made it out of that one, but never made it beyond Reagan, right? Because Reagan was a force, a political force that could not be beaten. And thank goodness Reagan came in. Anyway, Jimmy presided over a really, really difficult time for the economy. I will say this, Donald Trump had some very magnanimous things to say about him here on Truth Social. He wrote, as the news came out, I just heard the news about the passing of President Jimmy Carter. Those of us who have been fortunate to have served as president understand this is a very exclusive club, and we can only relate to the enormous responsibility of leading the greatest nation in history. The challenges Jimmy faced as president came at a pivotal time for our country, and he did everything in his power to improve the lives of all Americans. For that, we owe him a lot, a debt of gratitude. Melania and I are thinking warmly of the Carter family and their loved ones during this difficult time. We urge everyone to keep them in their hearts and prayers. Okay, so he's saying he did everything he could. Oh, I guess the problem is maybe he did everything in his power at the time because he had limited knowledge. And that's the challenge of having somebody in office with such limited knowledge, especially on economic issues. So he put out a second posting, and I thought that was interesting. This is the second one he put on Truth Social that was similar, but he did point out there how he disagreed with him philosophically and politically. He said, while I strongly disagree with him politically and philosophically, I also realized that he truly loved and respected our country and all it stands for. He worked hard to make America a better place, and for that I give him my highest respect. He was a truly good man, and of course he will be greatly missed. He was also very consequential, far more than most presidents after he left the Oval Office. Warmest condolences from Melania and I to his wonderful family. So that at least was sort of able for Trump to get a little bit of how he felt about his policy. He didn't agree with Jimmy Carter's policies. I think in retrospect, no one really agreed with Jimmy Carter's policies, but he was seen as somebody who had some leadership later in life after leaving office, and Trump wants to credit him for that. Biden, meanwhile, was asked by a reporter, because you know where the reporters are going with this. In fact, I saw a headline in the Daily Mail already that liberals are saying, hey, this is how we can get Trump. This is how we can overshadow the inauguration. We can counter it with the funeral of Jimmy Carter. I mean, talking about morbid, but they are pretty morbid. Here's Joe Biden saying what he thinks Donald Trump can learn from Carter. And it's like the light bulbs just went off in all these liberals' heads when they heard this.
Contact his chip.
Is there anything that President Trump to take from President Carter?
Decency. 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 Everybody deserves a shot. Everybody. Can you imagine Jimmy Carter walking by someone who needs something and just keep walking? Can you imagine Jimmy Carter referring to someone by the way they look or the way they talk? I can't. I think the end of the deal here is that one of the reasons why we're looked to by the rest of the world, for the bulk of our nationhood, we've laid out what our values are. We've said what we believe. It's not just in the Declaration, we hold these truths to be self-evident, but there's a feeling. The rest of the world looks to us. And he was worth looking to. Well, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay, so you can anticipate that there will be a lot more sort of, well, Jimmy was great, and Jimmy's dead, and Trump's coming into office. They're gonna play that. I can see it screen by screen, right? The half the screen is Jimmy, half the screen is Trump. This is what the media will want to do. But look, I don't know a ton about Jimmy Carter other than what the numbers show, and that was a pretty miserable time for this nation's economy. And everything that he could have done and should have done to combat it, he didn't. And so ultimately, the blame does lie with the CEO, the boss, the president. And he got blamed for it. And America voted him out and voted Reagan in, and we ushered in a tremendous era of prosperity. And I have a feeling history is repeating itself in a new kind of way all over again here. And that's what's great. So, by the way, if you're interested in investing in this era of prosperity, and you should be, make sure you go check out 76 Research. It's my financial research company, 76research.com. Go over there. You can sign up for code word for just $1 a month with code word dollar, DOLLAR. Go to 76research.com and check that out, because there's a lot of great, wonderful, rich material for you, including some model portfolios. So if you want actual names, 10 to 15 names in each one of those portfolios, you could sign up for one of the portfolios. But 76research.com, we have the 76 report. It's our newsletter that we put out, and really there's just a wealth of information there for you. It's $1 a month, code word dollar. After the first 2 months, it goes to $9.95. You can cancel anytime. So you don't even need to be out $1. If you don't like it, don't worry. No harm, no foul. Anyway, I just think that there is good stuff ahead. I'm excited about 2025. I'm excited to ring in the new year with you guys. And thank you for your patience today. I'm hearing from some of you that the audio is a little sketchy. We'll see if we can fix that. I am on a laptop, believe it or not, a laptop computer, so we don't have the same setup as normal here in Switzerland right now. But yeah, we're growing and growing. Christopher, I'm looking at your note there, 506,000 subs here. Isn't that amazing? We got to 500 there on Christmas Day. That was a heck of a Christmas present. Thank you so much for everything you guys do. And I love having you here. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't done that. Make sure you subscribe, share, like, comment. Let me know, what did you think of Jimmy Carter? I mean, I just look at those numbers, and I remember as a little kid, those gas lines. None of it was good, right?